Hello, my co-hosts. Hope you're doing well. I'm your host, Tyrannosaurus Senpai, and welcome to another episode of Tyrannosaurus Senpai Story Reviews. We've gotten quite a few Hammond Collection figures so far. We've gotten the Velociraptor here, slightly repainted, and the Baryonyx. This is what we got so far in our collection, but today I've gotten quite possibly one of the best ones that's been released so far. It depends what comes out later in the future, but it's so cool that we finally got this kind of figure so early on too. I wasn't expecting to get this kind of dinosaur in particular that we're unboxing today so quickly. I thought it was going to be sometime later in the year, but hey ho, it's here, and I'm so excited. Like, I'm so pumped when I finally got the news that it was at the house. I was like, yes, 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 yes. I'm so excited. I can't wait. So I think without further ado, I'm just going to bring this bad boy, or should I say bad girl, onto the table. Yeah! Here it is, the Hammond Collection Tyrannosaurus Rex. Yes, baby, it is here at last. The Hammond Collection T-Rex. Oh my god, this is awesome. Just looking at her, she already looks so good, and already that glass eye that you can see, hopefully with the light. Look at that. And the sculpt, already looking at the box, looks so great. The paint application, chef's kiss. But let's go ahead, talk about the packaging. Excuse the bars of light that are on my face. The sun's coming out. Of course, we have the standard Hammond Collection box, although this time it's not like a smooth cardboard. Like, if you hear that, it's actually quite wrinkly. I'm not sure how I feel about this. I have the packaging for both my Velociraptor and Baryonyx. Here they are. So already we have a distinct difference. This one and this one are both smooth. They feel very nice and stuff. This is all wrinkly and stuff. I'm pretty sure there's a term for it. I'll try to find it, but I doubt I will. If I did, congratulations, I'm smart. Yay! But I'm not sure I like this wrinkly packaging all that much, but it still looks like a standard Hammond Collection box. You have the glossed up T-Rex skeleton logo, the Hammond Collection logo, and of course in amber font, Tyrannosaurus Rex in its metallic cage looking box here. And then on the side, my favorite part of this box. I love this shot of the Tyrannosaurus Rex. It highlighted in like what looks like the light of a flare, the Jurassic Park logo underneath, and of course the Hammond Collection logo on the side. And then of course we go to the back of the box, we see a render of the figure, another shot of the Jurassic Park logo and Hammond Collection logo, and of course my favorite pose from the T-Rex from the movies, where she defeats the Velociraptors in Jurassic Park. Oh man. And of course, when dinosaurs ruled the world. So, and of course we got a little description here saying, with epic power and colossal force, the Tyrannosaurus Rex is the ultimate carnivore when dinosaurs ruled the earth. Oh man, that looks so good. Yes, I love everything about this. And of course, on this side of the box, all we have here is just a giant Hammond Collection logo. And then we flip the box over again. Another embossed T-Rex skeleton. And of course, the bars of light. I'm assuming those are like warning lights or something like that. I don't know. Once again, of course, in the front of the box, we have a window that shows off the figure. Again, really wish that these boxes showed off more than just this. But hey-ho, this just gives us a taste of what's actually in the packaging. I'm so excited to finally be tearing this thing open. So let's not waste any more time and get this thing open. And then all that's left to do is snap on that tail. Come on, baby. Work with me. Work with me. You know you want to get in there. Gotta wait for that click. Come on. Aha! There you go. Yes. And here it is, folks. The Hammond Collection Tyrannosaurus Rex. And already, this feels good. This part of the neck is rubber, and so is his tail. Oh wow, 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 wow. Yeah, I think we're not gonna waste any more time. Let's get a good look at this figure. This is a beautiful specimen of a Tyrannosaurus Rex, if I ever did see one. And just looking at her staring at me through the camera, it's kind of creepy looking. Look at that eye. Oh, this is what I wanted for so long. A Jurassic World figure that had a glass eye with a pupil that actually moved around when it looks at you. The only downside with this eye is I feel like it's too far back in the head, because if you turn it around like this, you can see that the pupil is completely gone and you're just left with nothing but iris. And then you turn it this way, there's the pupil. It doesn't look like it's a slit. It looks round, kind of soft like a cat's or whatever. Oh, the sculpt of this dinosaur is so awesome. Look at that head. That's Rexy from Jurassic Park. There's no doubt about it. Look at that. Look at that. That looks so good. The prototype images that we got for this figure did not do it justice at all. Look at the snout ridges. Look at the scales on the eyebrows. Look at the scales on the lips. Everything about this T-Rex figure is awesome. We have these tiny, tiny little scales here. And the paint job, oh my god, it is the best I've ever seen on any Mattel T-Rex. We got all kinds of colors. We have I'm pretty sure the teeth are a separate piece. Oh wait, no. Yep, they are a separate piece. So that doesn't really count as a color application, but we have like beige, tans, a dark brown, a little bit of airbrushing above the eyebrow crests and things like that. We have the tan here on the lower jaw, a dark gray like cheekbone. I forgot what it's called. It's like some kind of horn. I'm not sure what it's called though. The back of the head. Look at the top of the head. All that shading and detail over the top. And then of course we have the striping along the neck, which is like a dark grayish brown, and then the light brown for the body, and that tan underbelly continuing on all the way throughout the body, which is something that the other Hammond Collection figures don't have. They actually have, with most Hammond Collection figures, the color on the underbelly stops right about here, but on this T-Rex, it goes all the way down to the tip of the tail. As well as the striping. Look at that. Just dark gray stripes going all along the body, all the way towards the tip of the tail. It stops right about here. Oh man, Mattel has really put a lot of effort into making the best possible T-Rex they could have made. We have wrinkles on the neck. This piece of the neck is actually rubber. It's not like hard plastic like the rest of this figure. It's rubber, which is so cool. I never really expected to see that in a figure like this. We also have the arms here, which are meaty and chunky. Unfortunately, it does kind of suffer from the Jurassic World sculpts, which have wrinkly hands and arms. Normally, when we would depict a Jurassic Park dinosaur, they look more leathery than wrinkly. That's a bit of a drawback. The body, nice and chunky. Little bits of flecks of detail here in the paint application. It looks hefty. Look at that. This thing's got some meat on its bones, unlike the Rexy we know from Jurassic World. The back arches, I love the back ridges here along the spine. The hips are pretty wide for a dinosaur like this, but you know, you got to make some compromises. Then we have the huge thighs with muscle definition, you know, the knee joints here, thick calves, and of course Mattel's trademark mega feet, which is unfortunately kind of a trend they've fallen into, I'm afraid. And then we flip this around and look at that tail. Look at that. That is a long tail, much longer than any of Mattel's T-Rexes. This is proportionate. It's a big tail. And of course, I gotta compliment the fact that they actually painted the tail all the way to the tip, which is something that Mattel never has done with their Hammond Collection figures up until this point anyway, which is really cool. Love that. I mean, look at that. They even went through the effort of painting the dew claw on the foot and even the finger claws on the hands. Ah, the paint application of this T-Rex is stellar. This is by far the best T-Rex that Mattel has ever released and probably ever will release, unless they do make a Buck T-Rex that looks even better than this one. Because I love the Buck Rex. Don't get me wrong, this Rexy figure is cool, but we all know that the Buck is my favorite. So if they actually make a Buck T-Rex and they actually change the shape of the head and the throat, that would be awesome. Would love to see that. Make it happen, Mattel. But yeah, this is a spectacular looking Tyrannosaurus Rex. Love the details, like the little flecks of the dark brown. I love the glass eye. I love the teeth, which have been textured to look like actual teeth. And of course, if we open the mouth, ooh, okay, so we can open both parts. The tongue is textured and it's a separate piece of plastic. We have the muscles that connect the jaw, also made of rubber. And then, of course, the jaws, the inside of the mouth is textured. And, oh, man, this is great. Love it. And look at that. The muscles in the mouth just fold neatly when you close it. That's so cool. Love. This T-Rex is the best. Why didn't we get this sooner? Oh, where have you been all my life? I love this thing. This is by far my favorite Mattel figure ever. Don't ever try to change my mind, unless it's the Buck Rex, if you actually make one of those. But anyway, I think we're now ready to move on to comparisons. We have to compare this to other Mattel figures of the past. So to start off our comparisons, we have the Hammond Collection Baryonyx. Look how puny that thing is in comparison to this T-Rex. Look at that. Just one bite from this thing's head. It's dead. It's gone. Goodbye. Oh man, that looks so good. Yes! I'm so happy that they finally got around to making one of these. And to one up this, the Baryonyx doesn't have a opposable tongue like this one, or the rubber muscle attaching the jaws together. This is already a step up from the game. Up next, we have the Hammond Collection Jurassic Park Velociraptor. My god, you are puny. And because this is a Jurassic Park figure, we're going to make Rexy eat you. Yeah, just like that. That looks great. Yes. Now I can recreate the Jurassic Park When Dinosaur Rules the Earth scene. And here it is alongside the Amber Collection Lost World Baby T-Rex. My god. This looks more in scale with this figure than it does with the other 6-inch Amber Collection figures. It is kind of a shame that this was the only T-Rex we got, and it does kind of look sloppy with the paint job. Plus, not to mention, I had to force the tail up to keep it in this pose, otherwise it'll just droop down. But look at the size comparison between these two. This is madness! And what comparison would be complete if I didn't compare it with the only other in-scale Mattel Rex that I have, which is the epic roaring Camp Cretaceous T-Rex. Putting them head-to-head, this one is bigger already. Like, the skull of this T-Rex is bigger, but overall, from nose tip to tip of the tail, this Hammond Collection Rex is bigger. The tail is so much longer, and that makes all the difference in this figure. Just the added length of that tail is what this figure needed. Because look at this. Look at the tail of this one. It's so wimpy and puny. Not to mention the paint application just kind of stops here at that god-awful maggot-looking hole down there. This figure's been slightly repainted to have the scars from Jurassic World. This one is the Jurassic Park, like before she gets her scars. So I appreciate that they made a whole new sculpt and mold just for this T-Rex. For one last comparison, just for the hell of it, here is the Jurassic World Dominion sound-slashing Therizinosaurus. The Therizinosaurus could be a bit bigger. I remember the Therizinosaurus being taller in Dominion than this T-Rex. So I'd imagine that if they did a Hammond Collection Therizinosaurus, they'd have to scale it up, like maybe make the neck longer or something like that. I don't know, but I think that's about gonna do it for comparisons. Now we're gonna test this T-Rex's posability, and this one has quite a few, so we got a lot to get through. This T-Rex has a lot to offer in terms of posability. Like, it is, as I'm trying to get a comfortable handhold, this is not it. It provides quite a lot of posability. For starters, we can open the jaw. We'll start with the bottom one. Pretty sure I opened the top one there. No, I didn't. The bottom jaw, it clicks into place Then we have the top jaw, which also clicks into place. I'm trying to get it into like a middle ground, but I'm unfortunately unable to do that. It kind of just clicks in place, which is unfortunate. I would have loved to have been able to move the jaw in increments rather than have it, click in space. Because I love to have, a figure where I can manipulate the mouth like with the other Hammond Collection figures. With a bit of a downside, but it works just fine for this figure. And then of course we have a posable tongue. We can lift it up about that high, put it down about that low. Then of course we have neck articulation here. We can swivel it around, we can turn it up, we can turn it down. The neck, this part doesn't really move all that much. You can kind of move it side to side. I've been trying to move it up, and this is about as far as it can go. Moving it down, about as far as that will go, unfortunately. And then of course we have limb articulation, starting with the arms. We have this joint here, which can move all around in so many directions. We also have elbow joints here, and of course another one up from the other Hammond Collection figures. The wrist is posable, which is pretty cool. And then of course we have torso, and it holds itself so perfectly. It looks a bit awkward, but it works. And then of course we have leg articulation. This one, the legs move independently. They seem to move exactly like the jaw does. They click, but then they kind of have their own little movement there. Then we have knee articulation. That's about as far out as it will go forward, but back it goes about that far. Wish it could kind of go a little further. Then we have ankle articulation. Goes about that far. Goes about that far forward. And then we have foot articulation. We can move it back and forth, and we can also kick it back, just like that. And then of course the tail. Let me flip it around. This is a big figure. We have two pieces of articulation. We have this end here, which is all hard plastic, which can move side to side. And then, of course, we have the end of the tail, which has a wire. And that's pretty much it for articulation. Now, let's get to posability. And here it is, all posed up, nice and ready. I tried my best to try to replicate the "when dinosaurs rule the earth" scene, but unfortunately the tail, as bendy as it is, can't come all the way down like that. But I think this is pretty close to what it's actually supposed to be. Wow, this thing looks cool. What else can I say about the Hammond Collection T-Rex that hasn't been said already? It looks good. It poses nicely. It's big and chunky. It's the definitive Jurassic Park T-Rex from Mattel. This should probably be the only Tyrannosaurus Rex you will ever need. Forget Thrash and Throw, forget Thrash and Devour, forget Epic Roaring, forget them all. This is the T-Rex you want. And at $50, I think this is. Put the price up here, editing me. Ha! This is well worth the price. You get posability, an awesome paint job, an amazing sculpt. This is the T-Rex you want. This is by far the best T-Rex I have in my collection from Mattel. This is amazing. And this is just the start of things to come. We also have a Triceratops. We have a Tyrannosaurus. I'm still trying to get a Parasaurolophus, by the way. Gallimimus. Dilophosaurus. There's all kinds of figures like this that are on the way, and I'm so excited. But anyway, I think that's where I'm going to wrap the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, subscribe today, hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything new. Link to the Discord and my Twitch in the description down below. And until next time, this Tyrannosaurus signing off. Alrighty then, take care now. Bye-bye then.